Good day, students, and welcome to today's English class. We'll be doing some grammar today. Our topic is past continuous tense. I am your teacher, Mrs. Carla Wilson John. Let's begin. Last class, or two, we started looking at tense. Do you remember which tense we looked at? We looked at present continuous tense. If that was your answer, give yourself a clap. Good. What did we say about tense? We said the tense is used to tell time. Life can be seen as a timeline. And so we speak in tense. Language can be used to tell time, not just the clock on a wall or a watch in our hand, but the way we speak, the words we use, which verbs we select can actually tell time. Therefore, tense can tell us past, present, or future. Sometimes we may want to speak of an action that has taken place in the past, but that action has not yet been completed. The action is still occurring or was still occurring, but it has happened in the past. It is for that reason, or to speak in that tense, we use the past continuous tense. So it may not just be a simple past. Yesterday I ate. No. Yesterday I was still eating when something happened. So we cannot just only use past, but we will want to incorporate and learn today about the past continuous tense. I have two sentences. I would like you to compare them. Sentence 1. You are learning grammar now. You are learning grammar now. Sentence 2. This time yesterday, you were learning grammar. What is the difference between these two sentences? Let's identify the verbs within them. Number 1. What are the verbs in the first sentence? Are learning. And what are the verbs in your second sentence? Were learning. So there's a difference between the two. One says are learning and the other says were learning. So one speaks of present and the other speaks of past. But they're both continuing. So let's get into it today. You should know for sure that in our last class, we addressed the present continuous. So in this class, let's look at the past continuous, or what we say, past progressive tense. Progressive. It is happening, occurring. Yes, continually. What were you doing just now? Think about it. And your answer is, maybe you were listening. Maybe you were looking outside. Maybe you were sitting in a chair and then you got up. Here are two more examples. A year ago, I was working in Barbados. A year ago, I was working in Barbados. Number 2, I saw Richard at the station this morning. He was waiting for John, Who was coming from Oxford? I saw Richard at the station this morning. He was waiting for John, who was coming from Oxford. Do you understand what is happening in these two sentences? The events were in the past, but they have not been completely finished. They were continuing. I was working. He was waiting and was coming from Oxford. So then, how is the past continuous tense formed? You ought to see it as a coupling party. Two things going hand in hand and dancing along. What are those two things? Firstly, there is the verb to be in past tense. That joins with the main verb being past continuous. In order to form the past continuous tense, we bring the verb form to be in past tense and we join that to a past continuous verb with ing. Let's go with that again. We have the verb form to be that can either be was or were. And then we have the verb with an ing ending. Perhaps hold, ing, walk, ing, coming, read, ing, dance, ing, sing, ing. And you add that. So it can be was holding, was walking, was dancing, was singing, was reading. Or if your subject is plural, you have were holding, were walking, were coming, were dancing, were singing, or were reading. And it's as simple as that. Your past continuous tense. Now, there are some things I want you to understand when writing these kinds of sentences. The past continuous is very often used to show that an action was going on when something else happens. You were doing this, and then this happens. For example, as I was coming to school this morning, I saw a car run into a bus. What happened there? I saw a car run into a bus. That's past tense. But when did it happen? As I was coming to school this morning. Do you see that? So notice that the thing that suddenly happened is expressed in simple past tense. But because we were doing something when that happened, that is in the present continuous tense. Here's some more sentences. The teacher was giving us a lesson when a little dog walked into the room. While we were having supper, all the lights went out. The fire was still burning when I passed the house the next day. While the man was looking through the shop window, a thief picked his pocket. Could you imagine that? Or what can sometimes happen is that those same sentences could be rearranged the other way. Meaning that the past tense comes first and then the present continuous tense follows. For example, all the lights went out while we were having supper. I go that again. All the lights went out while we were having supper. When I passed the house the next day, the fire was still burning. When I passed the house the next day, the fire was still burning. In the last example, Harry did his homework while the other boys were playing football. Harry did his homework while the other boys were playing football. So you see, something happened while something was happening. All right, so I have a little activity for you to do. I would like you to put the verb in brackets into past continuous tense. So I'm going to give you some sentences. They're going to be a verb in brackets. Use that word in brackets to put it into past continuous tense and complete the sentences. For example, sentence 1. John got off the train while it, and go is in brackets. Your answer there should be was going. John got off the train while it was going. Now we have some for you to do. Go through it, and then I will take 5 seconds to give you the answer. What would be your answer for sentence 2? And the answer is, it was raining when we went out. Now, sentence 3. And your answer should be, I was playing the piano when he came into the room. Number 4. And the answer is, I came into the room when Lynette was playing the piano. Number 5. And your answer is, Joshua was working all day yesterday. Number 6. And your answer is, she was living in England when the war began. Number 7. And your answer is, he hurt his foot while he was climbing the tree. Number 8. And your answer is, the baby was eating his dinner when I came home. Number 9. And your answer is, he was walking home when the rain began. Number 10. This is your last one. And your answer is, the car hit a tree while it was traveling at 60 miles an hour. So I hope you had some good practice there, students. And I hope you got all, or at least most of them, correct. So now, let's recap. What did we learn today? First of all, we reviewed the definition of the word tense. And we said that a verb tense tells the time of an action. Then, we learned that past continuous tense tells of a progressive action that has occurred already. The past continuous tense is formed by coupling the past tense of the conjugated verb form to be with a main verb that has ing added to it. All right, students. I hope we can see you again very soon. Next class. Next time. Bye-bye.